Astronomers and the rest of us on Earth have been given a gift by the James Webb Space Telescope that is so spectacular that its technical term, deep field photographs, does not do it credit. The early findings have been breathtaking to look at and mind-boggling to think about. Here, we glimpse into the very first moments of the universe. It is estimated that galaxy clusters exist at a distance of around 4 billion light-years. These 9 images will provide astronomers with abundant new and crucial information. Images like this should be a sobering reminder to the rest of humanity how big space is and how much there is to discover yet. Number 9. Phantom Galaxy. The heart of Messier 74 can be seen in this photograph. This peculiar galaxy is also known as the Phantom Galaxy. This galaxy lives in the region of the sky occupied by the constellation Pisces. The European Space Agency gathered this picture from data collected by the Hubble and Webb telescopes. It shows a part of the nebula M87. NASA said that scientists' capacity to learn about distant objects in the universe may be hindered if they rely on data from just one telescope, no matter how strong it is. This pristine and amazing image combines 2 powerhouses in space exploration, the Hubble and the James Webb. Number 8. Webb's first deep field. Webb's image is about the size of a grain of sand compared to the expanse of space. This group of galaxies acts as a gravitational lens, making faraway things like galaxies from the early universe look bigger, sharper, and downright fascinating. With Webb's near-infrared camera, scientists collected a field 12.5 hours deep, far deeper in infrared than the deepest fields ever obtained by the Hubble Space Telescope. What they've achieved thus far is only the beginning. Long-term observations will continue to be made with Webb so that scientists can learn more about the universe. Many more galaxies are seen before and after the galaxy cluster SMACS 0723 in this image, taken around 4.6 billion years ago. More information on this cluster will likely become available when more analysis of Webb's data is performed. Webb's mid-infrared detector, the Mid-Infrared Spectroscopic Imager, also snapped several incredible photos in this region. Webb's NIRCam has improved the ability to see distant galaxies by bringing previously unseen features like star clusters and hazy areas into sharp focus. 7. Stephen's Quintet. In the classic holiday film It's a Wonderful Life, the stunning Stephen's Quintet galaxy cluster played a major role. The James Webb Space Telescope has allowed us to learn more about the Stephen's Quintet. This huge mosaic, covering almost 1/5 of the Moon's diameter, is Webb's greatest image to date. The final product is about 150 million pixels in size, which is the equivalent of over 1,000 individual images. Understanding how galaxy interactions impacted galaxy evolution in the early universe is made easier by findings of the Webb project. Astronomers have learned things about these galaxies they didn't know before because Webb can pick up on weak infrared signals and see fine spatial details. The picture shows a group of millions of young stars, many of which are in the middle of starbursts. Stephen's Quintet is a set of 5 galaxies that make up the Hickson Compact Collection 92. Only 4 galaxies are dancing so close to one another that they are collectively referred to as a quintet. The most distant galaxy on the left, NGC 7320, is also strikingly different from its companions. Compared to the average distance to other galaxies, 290 million light-years, this one is surprisingly close at just 40 million. Still, quite close compared to galaxies billions of light-years away. Number 6. Nebula NGC 3132. Some of the brightest stars save their best for last. NASA's James Webb Space Telescope has shown for the first time that the weak star in the scene's center is veiled by dust despite emitting rings of gas and dust in all directions for millions of years. Recent imagery captured by Webb shows the planetary nebula NGC 3132, commonly known as the Southern Ring Nebula, because of its location so close to the South Pole. It's a distance of around 2,516 light-years. Webb will allow for the most in-depth study of planetary nebula, gas clouds, and dust ejected from dead stars. By studying the distributions of different molecules inside the gas and dust shells, many scientific breakthroughs are waiting to be made. If we were to turn this view around and gaze at the Southern Ring Nebula from the side, we would find that its three-dimensional shape is most like two bowls connected at the bottom that are open away from each other with a huge hole in the center. Two stars in a tight orbital connection have molded the neighboring landscape. Webb's infrared images show a new layer of intricacy and depth inside the system. Number 5. Carina Nebula. NGC 3324, also known as the Carina Nebula, is a young, star-forming region in the neighborhood that seems like a strange alien landscape with mountains and valleys full of glittering stars. This infrared picture of the parts of the galaxy where the first stars formed was taken by the James Webb Space Telescope. The cliffs in Webb's picture, aptly titled the Cosmic Cliffs, seem to be floating in a starry sky. The highest peaks in the picture rise to a height of around 7 light-years. In reality, this is the boundary of the enormous gaseous cavity inside NGC 3324. A nebula formed above the area, shown by the strong UV radiation and stellar winds from the giant, hot, young stars near the bubble center. Number 4. NGC 1805. Hubble took this image of a diverse array of stars. There are hundreds of stars of every tone flooding the scene. NASA says it shows the globular cluster NGC 1805 located near the Milky Way satellite galaxy, the Large Magellanic Cloud. The core of a globular cluster is where the majority of the cluster's stars are located. The stars form tight swarms that are reminiscent of bees encircling a hive. NASA's picture study showed that it is extremely unlikely that planets will form around stars in the dense center of one of these clusters. Number 3. Cartwheel Galaxy. Star generation and the central black hole of the Cartwheel Galaxy have been studied in more detail thanks to NASA's James Webb Space Telescope. Using his acute infrared vision, Webb captured this picture of the Cartwheel Galaxy and its two smaller partner galaxies against a background of numerous other galaxies, using his acute infrared vision. This is the first full story about the billions of years that the Cartwheel Galaxy has been around. In the constellation Sculptor, some 500 million light-years from Earth, you'll find the spectacular Cartwheel Galaxy. The high-velocity collision of two massive spiral galaxies produced the peculiar wagon wheel shape. Even the smallest of events, such as Cartwheel, may have repercussions on a cosmic scale. Number 2. Galaxy IC 5332. This is the perfect place to start learning about the bones of the galaxy and their structure. Even though Halloween has just passed, this image of the spiral galaxy IC 5332, acquired by Webb's mid-infrared sensor MIRI, is guaranteed to get you back in the mood. The Webb telescope shows a spiral of gray cobwebs. Such gases may be as thin as a thread and have been spinning around the cosmos. The dust that obscures these gas lanes is often made of silicates or metals and left behind by dying or extinct stars. A mid-infrared probe, however, can see through this obscuring dust. This galaxy is around 29 million miles away and is a little larger than our own, with a diameter of about 66,000 light-years. MIRI can only detect light and the mid-infrared range since it can be frozen to near absolute zero. Doing so eliminates false measurements from the instrument's own infrared emissions. Number 1. Neptune's Rings. After more than 30 years, the James Webb Space Telescope finally revealed Neptune's rings in all their glory. Now it's possible to view dust bands and ringed landscapes 2.7 billion miles away. It has been 3 decades since we last noticed these small dusty rings. This is the first time we've ever been able to see them using infrared technology. What is your favorite James Webb revelation about our cosmos? Tell us in the comments, leave a like, and subscribe for more videos like this.